Well, joining me now live from Paris is Mickael Neuman. He's a researcher at Doctors Without Borders. Mickael, good to have you back on the programme again. Listen, we've been looking at pictures there of the plight of thousands of people who've been fleeing the violence in CAR. Now, your organisation, Médecins Sans Frontières, has heavily criticised the United Nations for not doing enough. What have you been asking the UN for, and why haven't they responded?
We've been working in Central African Republic for many years, and the despair of the population has reached something that there's no equivalent in the past few days. We feel very much alone in our response, not only in the health sector, but also, as your report mentioned, with regard to food and water aid for most of the displaced persons that are gathered in over 20 sites in and around the capital Bangui, but also in the rest of the country. There's been no food distribution for the population leaving of the airport in the past 6 to 7 days now. And this is a very worrying trend.
MSF.
Why is that? This is a good question. Again, yes?
Yeah, no, I was going to say, MSF has called on all sides in the conflict, Mickael, to allow safe passage for the wounded, safe passage for the sick. So just talk us through, quickly if you can, what are the challenges your teams are facing on the ground?
I mean, security has been an issue working in Central African Republic for many years. Our teams have been, however, able to deploy. And I think that those justifications on insecurity are somewhat irrelevant. We have more than 100 international staff present in the country. We work in over 10 project sites. There are ways to work in this country. Money is and has been the problem for many years. Not enough attention for the country. This is a trend that needs to be reversed.
What about the situation outside of the capital, Bangui? I mean, how desperate is the situation there?
Well, I've been mentioning other sites that we're working in particular, I'm thinking of a place like Bosangwa, which is located a couple of 100 kilometers north of Bangui, a place that has known massive violence in and around August and September. We are still assisting around 40,000 people in Bosangwa. And again, here, like we are in Bangui, we feel extremely alone. There's been very little assistance reaching this population, and the less these people are helped, the more they feel anger, and the more the consequences can be dire.
Let me get a final thought from you. There's no official army or police to maintain law and order. So has the deployment of French troops made any difference to the situation for organisations like MSF?
The situation is far from being stabilized. The 48 last hours have been very difficult. Now it seems that Bangui has reached some calm eventually. It's very early to tell. We'll see, we'll judge on facts and consequences. We don't know yet. We can only hope that some security is brought to the country and to Bangui in particular, so that the economic activities of the population can revive, so that the population can go back to their places. There's been little sign of that so far, but they've been only deployed for less than a week, so we'll see.
Okay, Mickael Neuman there from MSF in Paris. Mickael, thank you.